Show faces. One. Two.
Civil War.
I love that intro. I really do.
Well, worth the money now that you see. This is one of the reasons I went with this damn thing.
Yeah, no, and I do like that.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. I'm glad that we were able to get that thing working. All right, and here's one of the other cool things we have. I just found the button for this. We got music. We're not going to get in trouble
cool.
for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Peanut, shut up, man.
I got the dogs going. Looks like a sound, doesn't it? Anyways. All right, yeah. We're late again. This happens. This is about the second time we've done this. We're trying to get it done on a Saturday. We've had to do it on a Sunday. This was things happen. Oh, boy. Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, damn racist dogs. Peanut, that's not politically correct, bro. Chill.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing we're going to wind up having to get like an AI-generated music video for is racist dogs.
Yeah.
Get your dogs mauling Polish people and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. But yeah, it's awesome. We got background music and fancy stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and whenever we
it is.
actually use any of those fancy AI programs to make music and stuff, we can use that in the background. Same with sound effects and crap like that too. I just figured out how to get that working. Oh. All right. Well, let's get the introductions out of the way first.
Oh, this dog doesn't know when to
Myself
stop.
here, I'm the CEO of the company, and over here, not you, asshole, him. Not the damn skeleton, the guy that's having the technical difficulties and the damn dogs chewing his cords.
Yeah, I am the editor-in-chief, and we seem to be short one Marine. Is he still doing visiting, or?
He's still with the family right now. I think he'll be back next week.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Golden Guest will be back. Which will be
Yeah.
good. He'll be able to make it for the time that we actually hopefully do this on time and don't do it a day late again.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, last week was, because of Easter Sunday, and today is just because
Well,
you
it's
were busy
Orthodox
and I were
Easter.
busy. Yeah, exactly. So it's a double Easter whammy.
Jesus. I'll have to rename both the streams this Happy Easter to Double Easter.
There you go. Yeah, double tap Easter. There you go.
Double tap Easter. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But I had my smoking pipe break, so we're getting a little ethnic because this thing actually works, which is hilarious. It's an old housewarming gift a buddy of mine gave me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I gave it up. I had a cigar, the first actually, because I was with a few coworkers and they wanted to have a few drinks. So I'm like, all right, let me have a cigar just in case the cops are out, and I get pulled over because I didn't have much to drink because I was going to get behind the wheel. But just in case, I didn't feel like dealing with the cops, so I had a cigar. And holy shit, it was a Macanudo. It was a good cigar, but I brushed my teeth like 5-6 times. I was still tasting it the next day. So, yeah. I'm not used to tobacco.
I don't have that problem, man. I brush my teeth with the activated charcoal, and then where's that other stuff that the honey badger got? Whatever the hell it is. You know what it is.
Yeah. No, I don't use the colorful shit. I use the good shit too. It was just I could not get the taste of that friggin' cigar out, man. It was a good cigar. That's why Macanudo. If you're ever gonna actually, go for a cigar, get yourself either a Macanudo or an Upman.
All right. Excellent. That's something I'll have to keep my eyes open for.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I usually.
Oh no! Finish up. Sorry, I thought you were doing just.
No, I was gonna say I usually. I'm not a big cigar person, but it's one of those things. Special occasions call for it. That's all. It's to me that's an American tradition.
Absolutely.
Is that a hookah?
Yeah.
Okay. Peanut, shut up.
Yeah. My regular pipe broke, so this was laying around. It was another housewarming gift I got.
Okay. Hey, whatever works, right?
Oh, the missus is curious. She's like, "Oh, does that thing even work? What do we have that thing for?" And I'm like, I'll put some tobacco in it and see if it works. And it works. Oh, all right. So let's see. Here we got a whole bunch of fun. We got CTA bus being shot up in Sharakistan off of King Drive, not too far away, I think, from the Department of Motor Vehicles, which makes it even more hilarious. We got the Iranians are having approved protesters with signs in English and what have you go and gather around bridges and power plants and other places where they're hoping we don't bomb them. And let's see here, I got a public announcements as far as some stuff that we're going to be doing tomorrow. We got another music video. I think that's about it. And then we got we got the conflict going on. Epic Fury kicking into high gear again. But it's about that.
What was I going to ask you?
I don't remember. And I'm the guy smoking a hookah.
No, I was trying to think. It was something related to everything going on. I know, like, I'm getting so sick and tired of trying to follow the news because now we got the right wing people that are grifting, and I'm watching some people and they're going on and on about how good everything is going, and then you got other people and it's coming up in my feed and they're going on and on about how bad everything is, and it's like, oh God, I might as well start watching the left wing sources because I need something consistent.
That's why we exist, so that we can have some consistency.
Yeah.
It's also I'm selective with who we're going through for news. Like our pilot episode, that's why I went with Via. That's what I told the missus is for the people who are known for having poo problems, they don't poo-poo when it comes to the news. They're fairly accurate and they're not too biased.
Yeah. And the other thing of it is, Peanut, come on, shut up, man. What he's doing now is he figured out that if he barks, I'll pet him. So I have to. I've been petting him the whole time we're on the air, so that he'll be quiet. And if I stop, he barks.
I had that problem with one of my cats about 5 minutes ago when I was getting all of this together.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for another one of these to come in. The other thing we ordered from them came in, so that'll be another project in the near future once our new external comes in, because we're full on space. It's like I got space for nothing. I got 2 videos made and that's it. Then it's like, I can't render anything else out. Lovely.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right.
Let's get into poison.
This. Well, you're the boss. You pick. Let's go with this.
All right. We're going with the bus getting shot up on King Drive because there's a guy that regularly covers Chicago I absolutely love because he's absolutely hilarious. And what's the news? So, thank you, Paralegal. We're going to go and show his film. Bits and pieces of it, not the full thing, but oh, Lord. It's quite hilarious how this happened. Let's see here. Is this?
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that helps us out a ton. Y'all, you may not be surprised to learn that the CTA, the Chicago Transit, is it Authority Administration, the ones that run the metros and the buses out there, y'all, it's in a complete chaos. Got on a bus. The gunmen were off the bus. They just shot at the bus, or they were shooting at somebody, and she got caught in the crossfire. And the crazy thing about that one is, when the shots, there's actually a CTA security SUV on the scene, but once the shots ring out, they literally just drove off, y'all. Like they were trying to get out, of harm's way. This is so wild, y'all. And another incident over the past 24-ish hours, looks like a CTA worker stabbed somebody while on the job, y'all. Just crazy. And then we're gonna take a look at CTA public meeting where the public gets to speak from just a couple of days ago, where the public is outcrying like, yo, this is like ride at your own risk. Y'all aren't doing anything to keep us safe, y'all. And finally, the federal funding that has been paused as it relates to this, y'all. So we're gonna look at all this, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
You are watching the moment everyone on board the 3rd and King Drive CTA bus took cover when shots echoed at Pershing and King Drive. The gunfire catching everyone in the Bronzeville neighborhood by surprise.
The kids was on the bus stop, all the kids getting out of school.
In the home surveillance, you can hear the shots and see the fear of those waiting on the bus. Another angle shows high school students walking just as the gunfire started. Eric Lewis was driving in the intersection.
I made a U-turn in the middle of the streets, and the kids was running back this way, but I seen the young man with the gun in his hand.
Lewis says he witnessed one of possibly 2 shooters who police say randomly opened fire from across the street. We know at least 2 bullets came through the crowded bus, breaking a window. But there was also a shot through the side of the bus, which pierced a 37-year-old woman in her thigh.
You want to shoot? You join the military.
But this is Chicago and not a war zone.
It's very concerning, Jermont.
Andre Anthony owns a nearby barbershop. Video shows he stepped out just as people started to take cover. While this isn't the norm, he's worried if not addressed, this could continue.
The fact that it is happening on buses, the fact that it's happening as it is, it's another layer that's being added to what's happening. And so we need to have real solutions.
Those shots did more than just hit the CTA bus. Take a look. There's a bullet hole in this home. Police were later on the scene trying to collect casings and review any surveillance. In this video, you can see a white CTA security SUV on patrol, but watch as it drives off once the shots went off. This image of an elderly woman trying her best to get out of the way illustrates how anyone out was in danger.
Did you see that CTA?
Sweet home Shirakistan where the bullets fly overhead and into Granny's thigh.
You know, I was watching the video, and the only thing, I feel horrible saying this because everything that was going on is tragic, but all I'm looking at is Brandon Johnson, and I'm like, did his head get bigger? That's I mean, seriously, that motherfucker has a 5 head.
I'm dying. That's funny.
Oh,
yep.
Lord. Well.
So now we gotta add that to Hey Jackass.
Yeah. The thing I don't understand, though, like, aren't you allowed to carry in that city?
Yes, but not on public transportation. They actually made a bill about it. There were 4 people, if I remember correctly, whom filed a lawsuit because they wanted to be able to conceal carry onto public transportation because it's so fucking dangerous. And they went through the court processes and said, okay, only you 4 are allowed to, everyone else, no. In the fucking bill. And in the court statements, they quite literally said, if you want to have the right to conceal and carry on public transportation, move somewhere where you can. You can't do it here.
Okay, that's
So yeah, you cannot conceal and carry a firearm on public transportations, but one of the things speculatively you might be able to do is you might be able to go back to the Dark Ages and carry a flintlock. Because those, by the state of Illinois, are not acknowledged as firearms. You know, but then again, you run into a completely different problem depending on how far you are away from the guy. So, yeah, you might miss the guy that's opening fire on you with the modern firearm, and you might hit Granny in her car.
yeah. They
Or the neighbor's dog.
they had arrested somebody a few years ago, and they said he was armed with a deadly weapon, and the guy had a black powder revolver on him.
Nice.
And oh my God, they were having a field day lampooning them because they went through the whole news broadcast and they were clutching their pearls. The whole time they brought out specialists and everyone else and everything, and they're going on and on. And you could see the chat in the side, it was going ballistic, and people were like, so they arrested John Quartermain, and somebody else is like, was he there to duel Jack Sparrow? You know, like people were going, so they were getting roasted so badly that they turned off the live stream comments, and then they put where you couldn't comment on the video, and then they wound up just taking the video down because people were sharing it on Twitter.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because you have to remember, most New Yorkers are like me. They're extremely sarcastic. We're we're wise asses. And the last thing you want to do when you're living in a city full of wise asses is give them fuel. Like, do you know why Hillary Clinton did not get New York when she ran against Trump? And she did not get New Jersey? The reason she did not get New York and New Jersey is her campaign manager's name was Robbie Mook.
Mook?
Yeah.
Like the punchline Mook? Like, what do you want, Mook? Everyone knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I heard a guy named Mook. Yeah, that sounds genius.
I guess because she's, originally, she's actually from Chicago originally, but because she spent so much time down south, I don't think she realized that she hired a guy whose name means retard in the Northeast. So
That's lovely.
I remember I'm reading the comments when he first went on, I don't know if it was Fox and Friends or whatever one of the shows he was on, where he was there to talk. Mm-hmm. And I'm reading the comments, and this a chick writes, she's like, Mook? This fucking guy's name is Mook? Are you shitting me? And it snowballed from there. And that's the reason she did not do good in the Northeast, specifically by where I am, is because, Mook. One of the definitions of Mook is retard. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a word we use over in Chicago too. It's a bit of an old term that people from yesteryears use, but yeah, typically if you're a Mook, you're considered the village idiot.
Yeah. But it's also around here. It's like it's a term of endearment. Depending. Depending. But anyway. Oh God, good old Chi-Town. I can't wait to come visit Chi-Town. I really can. I'm not saying that funny, like trying to be funny either.
We'll take what I heard if we get shot at.
Yeah. No, I have to be careful where I go apparently. But I've heard for years it's like New York light. So I'm curious to see. Well, after what they did to New York City, specifically like Manhattan. You remember when you came out here how it basically it looks like Blade Runner on acid?
Yeah, that's the thing that creeped me out. I was like, this is nuts, man.
Yeah. That's why I don't like going into Manhattan anymore. Sitting there having fucking seizures trying to get a hot dog. There's all the shit up on the buildings. Nah, I'm good. I will say though, those halal
The halal
gyros
was
over on
amazing.
the
The
the halal gyros.
Oh God, that was so good.
yeah. I remember that. I really hope that Mamdani didn't get that guy put out of business because of all the illegal
I hope
street
not. That
vendors
food
now.
was so good. I'd go there for that
Yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, in general, we got good eating here.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's part of the mystery. I've always wondered. Over in the part of the country by you, the food is like, and everyone's fat as hell. But over by me, the food is great, but everyone's thin.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's one
You
of
guys
life's
have wedding
mysteries.
culture. We really don't. Like, you get that on. We got bicycle culture on the north side. We have getting shot at culture on the south side. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, a lot
You
of us
drive
around here,
everywhere.
a lot of us around here, we like to ride bikes, but the problem is you have to have 3 locks. You have to lock up the handlebars and the front wheel. You have to lock up the back wheel and the frame, and then you have to put a third lock the frame to a pole or post or something that the bike cannot be taken off of. And sometimes, and the newest thing is now, you actually might want. A lot of guys will take the seat off and throw it in their backpack because that's what they would do. They'll steal the seat off of the bike in the post. They'll take the whole assembly because you'll say fuck, and you'll walk away and leave it, and then they get to come back later with the bolt cutters and take the whole bike.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Typically, people here they'll just go ahead and get a regular bike chain, or they'll basically go to town and they'll get something ridiculous, like 20 feet of fucking chain and a few IFF blocks. And then they'll say, all right, if he gets it, he's gonna have to work for it. And typically, whenever someone gets caught taking a bike, it's usually on the north side, and they run up, or the guy runs after them. And, well, we're gonna see if there's gonna be rape charges.
Well, that's the reason.
The rectal avenger.
That's the reason that they put it through the wheels, because what they'll do is they'll take either the wheel off the bike or they'll take the seat. That way you can't ride the bike, and so you just throw up your hands and walk away, and then they come, and that's when they'll work the chain, because now they have time because you're not coming back for it.
Well, that's why they have 20 feet of it, because they chain the entire bike every time for the most part. It's ridiculous.
That's what we have. Yeah, that's what we have to do here. Remember, I told you when I showed you the motorcycle I was thinking of getting that. Yeah, you have to chain it to something heavy. Like you got to chain it to a street light or something, because they'll just come and they'll flatbed it. They'll rent the flatbed. They'll say, yeah, my bike, I think that there's something wrong with one of the valves. I was trying to ride it. It was only going 20 miles an hour. It was belching out black smoke. Oh, all right. Where's your bike at? It's over on 34th and Broadway. Okay, and they'll come and flatbed it, no question asked. And then the guy comes out yo, where's my bike? So you have to actually chain the thing. Because, well, a lot of these places that do the flatbedding, because the guy sometimes they'll use their card, but they'll use a throwaway card. That's why actually now a lot of the prepaid credit cards, they're not legal here anymore, because people using the prepaid credit cards to pay for a flatbed or to pay for something like that, and the shit was just getting stolen.
I heard of that,
Yeah.
Yeah, suspects were at large, and they're waiting to see if they catch anybody, if anybody at all. I think they're working with the FBI like they usually do for the ballistics, but yeah. So Trump wanted to pause the funding on the CTA and all of the transit systems overall that get federal funding. That went through the court, and they said, well, this was a grant that already got through, so you can't go ahead and take the money from us. So he said, all right, well, I want some regulations, damn it. Yeah, good luck. We get regulations, and the security people are still probably going to fucking duck and roll and dodge and drive out of there, because, most of these guys aren't armed. They really don't want people to have carry permits, unless you're a police officer. Then, okay, yeah, you can have an infinite carry permit or something crazy like that, depending on who you ask, If you're a regular citizen, and even if you're a security officer, because it used to be a rent-a-cop, it was relatively difficult to get a fucking carry permit. Because do you have to? And it's if I want to get promoted and be a sergeant, yeah. White shirts need carry permits in most security firms. It's just, it is what it is.
I know one of the laws we got on the books here. I think it got repealed. I don't know. But one of the laws was, at one point, if you had a carry permit and you seen shit going down, you were actually legally obligated to help.
Nice.
Well, no, the thing was not nice, because in this state, if you're committing a crime and I stop you as a citizen, if you get injured, you can sue me.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why that was actually deterring a lot of people from getting carry permits around here, because they knew, okay, I have a carry permit, I'm carrying. Oh shit, this guy is trying to mug this person. So okay, I shoot him in the leg to stop him. New York State turns around and says, oh, okay, so you injured this guy willingly. That's for the record. And then this guy hires a lawyer, and the lawyer's like, yeah, we're gonna sue you because you injured my client. He's wounded for life, so we want $250 million from you.
That's ridiculous.
That's New York.
And don't know if that would fly in Chicago. I mean, we've got the various companies that have legal representation for that in particular, so that doesn't happen.
If
somebody breaks, make the bear for that.
Get this: if somebody breaks into my house and gets hurt, they can sue me. Yeah. Yeah. Our laws are a little bit crazier than California in some regards.
Jesus, that's insane.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason at one point I was thinking of moving to Texas. Because not only is it not a crime if you're on my property for me to shoot you in the back, I can unload. As long as you haven't gotten over the fence yet, I can keep shooting you as you're hanging on the fence until you lose your grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
they are. Yeah. We just about got the same thing over in Indiana next door. Like, one good thing about Gary, everyone, like I was joking about when I told like the raccoon story and all that, everyone gives each other fire support because it's the meth animal apocalypse. You are encouraged to go ahead and protect your property from human beings, and in the case of Gary, Indiana, the descendants of fighting meth animals.
That's crazy. Let's feed the raccoons meth and let them fight.
Yeah. If I can find my old realtor when I first started house hunting, I'll try and get an interview with her and go, okay, that story you told me about the meth animals, can you please come on the show and tell us?
That's just complete insanity. But hey, part of why I love this country.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. So speaking of meth and guns, next one I'm going to get into. This one ought to be relatively short though. Is Representative Herrera, now he has won his election, actually held a rally and had a good speech about a couple things interesting. So I wanted to go ahead and show that. So let me pause the music here. Let's see here. Where the hell is the button for that? Oh, I just found it. Widgets? No. Media assets. There it is. Okay. Here, let me pause that. Let me go screen share. Boom, boom. All right, let's see here. There we go.
Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. Democrats don't want this wall in Big Bend. Republicans don't want this wall in Big Bend. Independents don't want this wall in Big Bend. The sheriffs don't want this wall in Big Bend. The tourists don't want the wall in Big Bend. Nobody wants the wall in Big Bend.
So I understand if you're not from Texas District 23, this one's probably going to require a little bit of context. Brandon, isn't one of the issues you had with Tony that he was weak on immigration in one of the biggest border districts in the entire country? Well, for one, it's not one of the biggest. It is actually the biggest. So take that, internet straw man I just made up. But yes, I was very upset with his lack of action on border policy and some of the things he actually did to defeat good border policy. And yes, predominantly, I'm very pro-wall. My district, District 23, was basically ground zero of the border crisis. Anytime you turned on TV and you heard all this stuff about, immigration and, the large swaths of illegals that were coming in across the border, it was a lot of District 23. We have El Paso, Big Bend, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, where Elon toured the border talking about just how bad the border crisis was. That was my district. But this is where we come into contact with one of the internet's most hated things: nuance. I'm pro-wall where it makes sense. But having gone to Brewster County, where the Big Bend National Park actually is, beautiful park, by the way, absolutely stunning. One of the best. This issue was raised by a lot of locals. And to my surprise, somebody who wasn't intimately familiar with this issue, it was incredibly bipartisan. The Republicans didn't want it. Democrats didn't want it. Nobody wanted a wall in the Big Bend area. And there's multiple reasons for that. For one, nobody wants to ruin the natural beauty of one of the most amazing national parks and state parks in the entire state of Texas. But it goes beyond that. Topographically speaking, a lot of Big Bend National Park is already kind of God's wall. You're talking about, in certain cases, putting like a 20-foot fence on top of a 100-foot cliff. Like, a lot of this area is just completely impassable by vehicles, and it's very, very difficult to actually get through, to the degree that out of all sectors of the American-Mexico border, Big Bend was responsible for like 2% of all border crossings during the border crisis. But on top of that, killing local tourism and things like, riverboat tours and things that have really been a huge part of the economy of Brewster County and the Big Bend area. Something that the locals very, very dearly rely on. So the idea here is to be able to use other techniques that are available to Border Patrol and immigration, like surveillance, drones, things of that sort, to be able to keep that area of the border secure while not needing to build a very big, expensive, and intrusive physical barrier. This became a shockingly big issue in the district, not just in Brewster County and the areas around Big Bend, but it started to spread throughout the entire state. Even people that aren't really involved in politics got involved on this because they wanted to protect Big Bend. So much so that a massive rally was planned at the state capitol in Austin. The organizers of said rally invited me to come out and speak, and it was a privilege to be able to do so. Even though it was a predominantly left-leaning, very heavy Democratic crowd, the reception was still very, very positive. Now, there's a lot of people at this protest, I'm sure, don't want a wall of any kind, but this is one of the rare times where Republicans and Democrats, I think, can come together and actually agree on something for a change. And as somebody who's going to be representing this district, it's important for me to be able to speak up and give a voice to some of these people who otherwise wouldn't have one. So, that being said, Austin.
I think that's the music from Firefox.
I was just wondering, where the hell did you get that music from? That music's really fucking good. Holy crap.
Firefox was the one about when Clint Eastwood had to sneak into the Soviet Union to steal the jet.
Oh, I remember that film. That was a great film.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get flagged for that, but hey, whatever.
Well, the fact that he was playing the music from Firefox when he went into Austin, which is the commie capital of Texas, yeah, that's very fitting. Well. Yeah, very apropos.
Yes, it does. No, that's awesome. That's very fitting. I'm just like, God, where have I heard this music before? This is an awesome music. Wow, I'd like to be able to use that music. Holy God.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I knew it from somewhere. You and my father are probably the only other people other than me who know that movie and who have seen it. That is a great movie, especially because for him to operate the Firefox, he had to think in Russian.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. They used to do, ironically, the way I can put it is Soviet blocks of movies. And what I mean by that is, like, they would show Firefox, then they would show RoboJocks, and then they would show The Hunt for Red October. Like, they do all these movies that have to do with dealing with the USSR back to back on HBO when I was younger.
The Hunt for Red October on VHS. One of the times I went out to a thrift store, I found it, and I was like, grabbing U-571. Yes. They are the best submarine movies.
I remember seeing that in theaters.
Oh, man.
Red October. Yeah.
When you come down to Shirakistan, I have to take you, and we'll have to actually film this. The exhibit that we have for the German U-boat we captured is phenomenal. The only part of it that sucks is they have these virtual like holographic characters, like something out of Halo, that represent all the people that were involved in the capturing of the U-boat. And they basically, because somebody got the stupid idea to sneeze on it or like throw a water bottle at it or something, they put up like defensive nets that were supposed to be retractable, kind of like screens, and one of them got stuck, and they haven't been able to like get a specialist out to fix it for like 3 years. So
Yeah. All right.
but yeah, it's neat.
I'm debating if I either come out to you or go into Manhattan for May Day. Just to be a douche, I think I'm going to dress like Castro.
You should come by us. The one thing we're going to try and do for May Day, this would be more so the company announcement segment, but whatever, it ties into this anyways, because ironically enough, where is he? Austin?
Yeah.
We're going to try and get there early, figure out where the hell it's going to be at and everything, because the RCA is going to be speaking again on stage. And they're literally like the only communist organization we like, because they're, as much as they are anti-right, they're like, we're not going to go get ourselves arrested. We're not going to go ahead and start, shooting people, killing people, calling for the death of people. No, we're actually going to barbecue and be living memes. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, they're that rare 1% of left wingers that actually want to have dialogue.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very rare. And they basically take no parties.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one of the guys I work with, he's very left wing, but the thing of it is, he said, show it to me, let me see it, let me judge it for myself, let me form my opinion. Cool. He doesn't like Trump because he has yet to see anything good that Trump has done. But like the thing is with this guy, because he's older, he's in his 60s. And like I had told him about Nick Shirley and how he has to look into the fraud, and I showed it to him on YouTube, and I leave the room and I come back towards the room and I'm listening. He was watching CNN's coverage of Nick Shirley. I told him, I said, you really have to get past CNN and MSNBC. Like, just for God's sake, please just look into the independents. He won't do it. He won't do it.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like the RCA. They're independent and they actually have decent artwork. Like these days, I actually found the newspaper I bought from them that I lost. I put it in my biohazard bag that I almost never use because it's like this discontinued go bag I had, and I don't need to go anywhere. I'm home, so
Yeah.
The missus was going through all we were consolidating. She's like, hey, we got about 5 newspapers here. And I'm like, hey, it's the communist. Like I said, they're very mimetically self-aware. Kash Patel at the DNC, he visited and he actually bought their newspaper. He's like, you know what, this isn't too bad. And I was like, yeah, see?
Speaking of Kash, did you see when they leaked his emails?
Oh, God. I tried to watch a little bit of it, I think, and I was just laughing, but I had to go to bed for work.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to watch more of that when I don't have to work.
The people on Reddit were going ballistic. They're like, who was the idiot that thought it was a good idea to leak these? They're making him look better now than he's looked, because apparently his biggest thing is he loves driving Toyota Corollas. He loves Cuban cigars and rum. And he has a thing for wearing tailored Italian suits.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, he's a gamer.
Oh, Lord.
He plays Halo. He plays Call of Duty.
I think I remember the Halo bits where he's swearing at everyone.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's into WoW and he's into Magic the Gathering.
Oh my God, if he's into Magic the Gathering, Jesus, I'll have to actually get my Boros stack remade.
Well, you have to remember, he's a little bit younger than me. He's from my neighborhood. So, yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize about Kash. Kash is from the Queens, Western Long Island area. So he's from Garden City specifically. So he's from over by the Nassau Coliseum. And I'm sure that there's people out there that are going to see this. And like, actually, Scooby, the Nassau Coliseum is in Uniondale. And my response is, well, if you really want to be a jerk off, it's on Hempstead Turnpike, and it's at the corner of East Meadow, and at the light where the corner is, when you cross the street, you're in Uniondale. But anyway, Dick, he lives over in the area.
That autistic when I get my streets wrong in Chicago.
Oh, it's not even I'm getting it wrong. It's one of those things like it's a throwaway when you say he's from Garden City. He's from the Hempstead area, and the area he's from Garden City, but he's closer in Garden City towards the Roosevelt Field Mall and the Nassau Coliseum.
Gotcha.
And yeah, but that's just, people, they get really autistic in New York about it. Like, God forbid you say east instead of west. Oh, forget it. They get all on you. So, but anyway, he's from over here. So when I was reading, when they were going over all of his stuff, I'm like, of course he likes Toyota Corollas. Of course he likes the tailored suits, the Cuban cigars, and the friggin' Cuban rum or Jamaican rum, I think it was. I'm saying to myself, I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, this guy probably used to go to Jones Beach and get thrashed every weekend. Yeah, that's exact. And you see everything, every picture they have of him. He's smoking a cigar with a snifter of rum in his hand. He's wearing a 3-piece tailored suit, and he's got on either Nikes or Adidas's. He just screams like Long Island. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, yeah, that's literally what. Congratulations, guys! You've cracked the code.
The guy has style. It's that obvious. That I got you.
Yeah. I don't like that people have been getting on him because they're like, oh well, he's not a real American because his parents were from India, and I'm sitting here and I'm like,
this generation, it is what it is. He technically is an American. He's just not heritage American like someone like myself who's had family here for like 8 generations. But
as somebody who's just off the I'm boat, a new American, I'm only second. Yeah, I'm second generation American. That's why, like, I've been watching Mark Dice a lot, and bro, I'm starting to get really, really fucking pissed off at Mark Dice. One, holy shit, is the man racist? Like, really racist. But the other problem is with him, he doesn't think somebody like me is an American. Because I'm not a heritage American in his eyes. Yeah. He does not like people who are anything less than 3 generations American. Yeah, if your grandparents were not born here, and if you don't have, according to him, like relatives, like blood relatives who fought in like at least World War II, you're not an American.
Well, not everybody has. I mean, World War II wasn't popular until we started fucking winning.
Right?
Controversial thing there.
Well, no, his logic is, in other words, if your family hasn't been in this country for at least 100 years, you're not an American.
You're a new American.
Which is what I am.
What is this? Salami slicing? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Leave a salami slicing to China when they're trying to take India or some shit.
And I'm watching because he showed this video that somebody else had done, and they were interviewing all these people who moved into Texas, and they were Indians. And they're like, well, what do you consider the motherland? They're like, well, the motherland is India. And he's sitting there and he's going off about how we have to, have a 100-year moratorium on immigration. And he said, no brown people, only Europeans. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this. I'm like,
I wouldn't take the damn Europeans. You kidding me how left they are? You don't want any Germans coming in more often than not. Are you kidding me?
But I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this and I'm like, asshole. Well, what is the problem with them saying that that's the motherland? I mean, I could technically say, because my mother was an Irish woman, Ireland is the motherland. If somebody asked me, well, what's the motherland? I'd say, well, from my mother's side, Ireland, from my father's side, Sicily. Yeah. I'm a proud American.
Yeah,
but I am
the home country. It's a common thing that people use. Like people in Chicago use it all the time. They'll call it the home country, the old country, and this is home.
Yeah.
It's salami slicing. It's ridiculous. Yeah. A lot of people that are within a few generations of living like Greece or Ireland or Poland or wherever, yeah, this is new home and that's old home. Basically, it's just basic vernacular shit. They're Americans. They just keep a lot of the old culture and they blend it in. Why our neighborhoods are relatively ethnically balkanized with a little bit of mix.
Well, this prick, he's made it clear he does not like Kash Patel. He does not like Tulsi Gabbard. He does not. Apparently, he's got some sort of thing stuck in his craw with Dinesh D'Souza of all people. And
he's done great work, man. I got his DVD.
Bro, Dinesh D'Souza, when he was like 18, 19 years old, he was Reagan's speechwriter. That's what got him started. Yeah, that's what got him started and shit. And it's one of those things like, bro, it bothers me because I did not realize how racist he was. And then the thing is, the other day I didn't even finish watching it. I got maybe a minute to a minute and a half in when Trump went after Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and there was one other person, I forget, when he went after all of them. And Mark Dice, to his credit, he's fiercely loyal to Alex Jones because Alex Jones got him his start.
Yeah, he was one of the best people they had for writing articles in that. It was Mark Dice. It was back when they used to have Jakari Jackson and Joe Biggs. The two of them worked together, were a power team. And then after Mark Dice left is when you got, who the hell was the other guy? It's his producer that everyone calls the Jew behind Alex and that. And that's like, no, he's not. Oh, God, it kills me. Reese. And it's like, okay, really? Are you kidding me here? Yeah, the guy's got a Jewish background, but he's like relatively pro-America, and he actually makes really good stuff. The people that do the B-rate content for InfoWars are actually pretty damn well skilled. It's just a matter of, like in the case of Owen, okay, he gets tired of Alex being fucking crazy all the time, and that's why he went independent. In the case of Joe Biggs and Jakari, they're like, we love working here, but we want to go do our own thing. Like, Jakari loved making cartoons. Nobody ever knew this unless they worked with him. He loved, remember the guy that did the Ben Garrison cartoons and that and tried to animate them? Basically, something like that was what Jakari wanted to do. Like, as soon as the Ben Garrison stuff kind of started coming under Trump's first term, he was like, that's my end goal. That's what I want to do. I want to be like Ben Garrison, and I want to maybe animate them a bit. So Alex was like, yeah, dude, go right ahead. And Joe Biggs was like, yeah, I think with all the experience you've given me, I think I could be my own field reporter and do crazy shit like that. And he's like, well, you survived how many tours in the Middle East? Fucking do it. In the case of Paul Joseph Watson, he just became like completely Eurocentric because, well, you seen what's been going on over there? So he developed Summit News and that. And that's basically it. It's people who've either stayed with him, who can deal with his insanity. And like Timmy said, where it's like he's either showing up sick as hell or drunk as hell. And that, whenever they have him on, unless they get him early in the morning, then like he's stone cold sober, and it's just like InfoWars Live where he's taking the chair and chucking it at the camera like, I'm tired of whatever the hell it is that's going on. And it's just, shit, steer clear of him. You're just going to cold clock by a 2x4.
The thing is with InfoWars in general, I think I told you there was a few people on there I didn't trust, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's a libertarian. Thank you.
Yeah, I did. I remember you telling me about this before. Yeah, go right ahead.
I didn't trust him. He's the problem I have, and I say this, till the cows come home. The problem I have with the libertarians is a lot of them try to out Herod. In other words, they're trying to be, well, I'm more libertarian than you are. And the problem is they're one of the first groups to run out and denounce people. Like it's like they're spring loaded, waiting for the opportunity to denounce, so that they can spring up and be like, I'm here first. Like what's that fucking dick's name? The one who's the comedian, and he went out and he made all the rounds. How he was so disappointed in Trump and this, that, and the third. He was one of. No, fuck Jim Carrey. he was at the Libertarian National Convention. Oh God, Dave something or other.
Dave Smith.
I think it is Dave Smith.
Oh.
Black hair. He's a comedian.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm listening to his completely hyperbolic rhetoric that he had, and he's going on and on about it. And I'm listening to him, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, why specifically did you even vote for Trump then? If you're going to turn on him the minute he's doing things that are necessary, like the thing is with Venezuela, and I had to argue with people, and I was explaining to them, like,
you know, going there.
Yeah, like they're like, well, why would these South American countries take all of the stuff in from Venezuela when they have their own drug market? It doesn't make sense. I said, because he's going around and he's saying to them, listen, let us run our drugs through your country, and for every $1 million worth of drugs we're running through the country, we'll give you like $100,000 or whatever, or whatever, like 10%, 20%. Yeah. And so when they're running like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of drugs through the country every year, and you're making tens of $millions as your kickback, and the Venezuelans are also helping you bring your own drugs to market. So you're getting not only now a kickback for them running the drugs through your country, but now they're letting you use their infrastructure for free, basically. They just want to, like cut the profit you're making from it to cover the logistics. Why wouldn't you do that? Like the guy I said, like the guy I work with, I was explaining that to him. And I broke out the maps and I showed him the maps. And I told him, I said, look, you should understand, because
he's clear pipeline. And on top of that, they also stole the oil we invested in to prop up their country with the last presidency before Hugo Chavez.
Yeah.
So, they owed us anyways.
Yeah.
And covered that because everyone was asking, well, what about this? What about that? What's this thing about oil? And it's like, yeah, this isn't like Iran-Contra. No, we invested in the oil there.
Yeah. And I'm just so sick and tired of everyone that's their go-to is oil. Enough about the fucking oil.
Yeah, in all honesty, that's my generation. That's their thing that they grew up with. It's not blood and soil. It's all oil. It's frozen oil is why we're in Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever. They're so used to that being their entire life that they're automatically like, okay, it must be another oil war. And it's like, only in a small portion. No. Since he started using the Monroe Doctrine, all of this is connected. That's why when it came to Operation Epic Fury, I was like, yeah, no, this makes sense. This is Sun Tzu's The Art of War. The enemy is weak, strike them now before they become strong, because after they come out of this, they're going to be relatively invincible. If you follow just regular tactics, logic, doctrine, things of that nature. They'll break the spirits of the people that want to depose them, and then they'll wind up having tenfold an amount of zealots that they had previously, which for them is good because they can just do what they've been doing before and just go mega Chechen. Okay, we're going to export all our new zealot terrorists to this country, to that country, to there, and they're going to train more, mega zealous terrorists. And it's like, this is what they do. This is why, even before the president, in the previous term and before then, was like, look, I don't like Iran. I want to blow them off the face of the fucking earth. I just need them to go ahead and give me a reason to. And they gave a reason to when we negotiated with them. And it was like, maybe this will go well, maybe it won't. And it's like, yeah, we have enough supply for 11 nuclear warheads. And some people are like, but we let them get that because the trucks are going out of there. And it's like, yeah, plausible deniability. We can say we think that there's nuke material in those trucks, but if we decide, I don't know, to blow that up, well, what does that do? If theoretically there's these trucks going in an unarmored convoy, completely undefended, and we think there's nuclear material, what do you think happens when you hit that with a fucking missile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, we're going to let them roll. And whenever they decide, hey, we actually have those, haha, you let us get away. And it's like, no, you just gave us, as Timmy calls it, all the casus belli, the old Roman term for, you have given me the reason to violate your butt cheeks. So, yeah, they assume the position. We're giving them the Fleece Johnson the hard way. Choice is theirs.
All right, I'm going to grab a refill right quick. So let's get the next story up and running.
All right, I'll finish Brandon's speech.
All right, sounds like a plan.
I'll give you time anyways. Because that music was like, I know that from somewhere, and that's how we got sidetracked. But it's fine. You want to smoke, I'm smoking. We'll do it.
Antonio native and U.S. congressional candidate Katie Padilla-Stout.
Today's Texans.
Padilla Stout, Democrat. When they leave.
Oh, how's it going, Austin? This is beautiful. This is truly beautiful for a couple of reasons. One, it's amazing to be able to see so many people come out here and exercise their First Amendment rights to free speech and peaceful protest. So give yourselves a hand. The second reason is because I cannot think of the last time I saw this many people at a protest at the Texas State Capitol or any Capitol that was this bipartisan. Republicans, Democrats, and independents coming together to make their voices heard on something we actually agree on for a change. And in my entire political lifetime, I have never seen an issue that was more bipartisan than securing the Big Bend National Park and the Big Bend State Park. It's just everybody I've talked to, whether they're in Texas or whether they are from Brewster County, it's a beautiful area, spent a lot of time there. I've never found a single person who thinks that this is a good idea. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. Democrats don't want this wall in Big Bend. Republicans don't want this wall in Big Bend. Independents don't want this wall in Big Bend. The sheriffs don't want this wall in Big Bend. The tourists don't want the wall in Big Bend. Nobody wants the wall in Big Bend. And it's incredible to be able to come together and, again, make our voices heard together as a district. And it's really awesome. Well, see, that's the fun thing. That's my next point. I'm actually very pleased to be able to tell you that about a week ago, I met in D.C. with the White House team and with the Department of Homeland Security about this issue on behalf of my district and on behalf of the people in Big Bend and Brewster County. And I'm pleased to say they were incredibly receptive. Now we need to, that doesn't mean the fight is over. I still have a lot of meetings left to take. We have a new DHS secretary. There's still things to be done, but there's movement happening on it. And that means we are not done. We need to continue to make our voices heard, continue to make this a giant, giant issue here in the district. And as long as we make our voices heard, I love you too, buddy. Anyway, it's bipartisan except for that guy. So again, it's a pleasure to be here with you all. Thank you so much, and continue to make your voice heard because this is an important district or an important issue in the district. Thank you.
So this is just one of the many events and news interviews and things like that we're still doing every day for the campaign. I know we had our big moment of celebration. We did the thing we set out to do. We beat Tony. He's gone, which is awesome news for any Constitution-loving American. And I'm sure several of his female staff. I mean, seriously, what the fuck is this guy's problem? But that being said, we're still all eyes forward to November. We still have to win in the general election against the Democrats. It should be a safe seat, but that being said, you always fight like you're behind. So we're going to give this 110%, continue hitting everything the way we have been, and just really not letting up, not letting off the gas. So if you'd like to help us beat our Democratic opponent in November, you can use the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. You can find out what you can do to help the campaign and donate. And every donation over $5 in increments of $5 is an automatic entry in the newest giveaways. Which right now the giveaway is to come down to Texas and shoot machine guns out of a helicopter with me and some of the boys. So that's pretty cool.
Holy God. Shooting machine guns out of a helicopter.
With the congressman. That's nice.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
I'm not trying to put too much on his shoulders, but seeing the fact that we're actually able to get people like him in office, that's giving me hope.
Yeah, it's like the thing they told the people when I went to go get the sticker for my plates over at the BMV, because there's loopholes and it's cheaper to have it all there in Indiana and everything and that. And I was like, wow, that's it? I don't have to sit here all day? No, you don't have to sit here all day. You guys are actually making me less of an anarchist. And the guy actually laughed. He was like, well, we're glad about that. It's like, hey, I'm not fishing. Are you kidding me? He's like, well, we aim to be useful, not useless. And I'm like, keep doing that. Thank you. Where's the 5-star button? He's like, we simplified it to a smiley or a frowny face. And I'm like, smiley face.
I was talking yesterday with this kid with some flavor of socialist.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me if I was like being obtuse, just for the sheer hell of it, because like 70-80% of the things that he was saying I was agreeing with, and the same thing was like with 70-80% of the things I was saying he was agreeing with it. He's like, what the hell is this? I said, it's called meeting in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, he's like, are you a socialist? I said, no. And I told him what my political stances were. And I told him, I said, you and I agree on everything. He said, except for the solution. I said, I don't like any form of Marxism, because to me, that's like, oh shit, the kitchen's on fire. Quick, get the gas can.
Get the gas can.
That's what Marxism is. That's the simplest way I can. Okay, we're having a problem with the government. Let's put the government in complete control.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm like, okay. In the worst case, with the RCA guys getting in, I don't think it could possibly get worse than Brandon Johnson. Like what? They're like, okay, so we don't have a budget. Here's what we're going to do. Everyone's working, and they just basically start conscripting my mother and everyone else to start like going sewing and selling stuff. And it's like, all right, that's still better than Brandon Johnson.
Like I tried to explain to this kid. I told him, I said, if I could sum up what my political outlook would be, I would say the type of government I want is an authoritative, libertarian, minarchist meritocracy. And I said, basically, it's where, you put your nose to the grindstone, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you make something of yourself, and you do what we tell you. Otherwise, we're going to throw the book at you, but you don't have to worry, because we're not going to tell you to do too much. In a nutshell, that's basically the best way to put it. It's in other words, like, we got laws, you break them, okay, well, you're a shithead, we're going to throw the book at you, but we don't have that many laws, so you should be able to remember them,
Like, no, I can feel that.
Yeah. Like, I was watching Nux Taku earlier, and Nux is a lot more, holy shit. I think I'm a little bit more laid back than that kid, because he was going on about how.
Because we actually got a music video for him.
Okay. All right, beautiful. So I'm glad
But you mentioned Nux. Yeah, no.
Glad I set it up.
Yeah, you nailed that.
All right, beauty. But what he said is, if you kill somebody, he's like, I want you executed. He's like, I'm a firm believer in the death penalty. He's like, I'm a firm believer in the death penalty. He said, and if you steal from somebody, he's like, you commit fraud, you embezzle. He said, he's like, I'm all for forced labor camps for you to work off what you've stolen to the penny. He's like, then you need to be released. He said, if you've stolen too much where you can't pay it off in your lifetime, well, you're going to be there till you're dead. And I'm sitting there listening to it. I'm like, holy shit. This is what happens when you have a conservative Jew. They are worse than anyone else's conservative Jews. And I tell people all the time, the last type of judge you ever want to be in front of is a conservative Jew judge.
Because he's going to be like nuts.
Bro, the only thing worse than a conservative Jew judge is a conservative black judge.
Oh,
if you go in front of a conservative black judge, you are fucked. They are like a piece of iron. They're like a piece.
Nuts as your supervisor.
No, they're like a piece of iron. You're basically sitting in front of Darth Vader in fucking judge's robes. That's how these conservative black judges are. They have a specific outlook, and there was a comedian, I forget his name, but he said what we need. He said the problem is, he said, we have all these liberal white judges. He said we need some grumpy, nasty, old N-word judges. He said, because he said you get one of those judges in there and they try to say, well, my client is he has multiple personality disorder, that's the reason he shot the person. He said, oh, okay, well, figure out which personality it is because somebody's getting sent to jail. Yeah, but circling back
that's
to
one of the other things I like about Gary is this happened last year. I'll keep the story short because I want to show nuts in the music video, but there was this guy we ran into because this was when they had the giant Free Palestine protest around by the time they had the DNC and all that stuff, and we were getting out of there. And they closed off Wells Street, so we couldn't get on I-94. And we were literally going around by these old apartment complexes trying to figure out if there's any way out to get to Wells. And this one guy's like, hey, yo. And it's like, yeah, what's up? And it's just like, this guy gave this insane speech and everything. And it's like, this poor guy was homeless. And he was basically like, look, I don't want to get arrested. I know they're everywhere. I think I know how we can get us all out of here. And I'm like, fuck it, get in the back. And we dropped this guy off over at that because like we lent him a phone. He called a couple people. He was like, okay, I got somebody, one of my family members that can take me in. I apologize to them for all the wrongs I've done. I just need to get to Indianapolis. So like, okay, we're taking you to Gary. There's a straight shot there. We know what we're doing. It was horrible and insane. So we dropped this guy off, and the funny thing is there's this old black security guy who he's got one of the old whooping sticks. And I recognize that because I was like, I remember when I was a Rent-A-Cop, and they literally had a display of the evolution of the whooping stick. And the one from 1987 was one that has the ball on the end of it. It was the first time where it was the telescopic baton that had that nice little whooping ball on the end of it. And it was like a small group of like, it was kind of like a Michael Jackson, like if Michael Jackson made Stalker, like the video game, and even like the old Soviet film, and kind of basically made it a bit of a parody. It was like this guy was the freaking dudier keeping all of the freaking loners in line as they're all waiting for the last train out of Pripyat. And there's this one guy with the red hat. He was chasing down like this guy was like Uncle Ruckus levels of I am going to be racist to you because I know it will strike fear in you and no one else cares. And this dude was like ghetto fabulous and everything. He's seen us come in. We still got our costume on, and he's like, "What the hell you doing here?" And I'm like, "Hey, this guy is trying to get the first train to South Bend to get from South Bend to Indianapolis, and that's it." And he's like, "All right, we're gonna close this all down. He's gonna have to wait over there." And it's like, "All right, we're gonna go put him over there." You see anybody with a red hat? Yeah, we just went up to the tracks because we were trying to find where the train schedule and all that is. And he was like, before I could even finish, he went up that way. Just, I'm gonna get that mother. Just more slurs than I think my mother said. For Amazon package. And I'm like, damn. And he's like hiding behind us. And this dude's almost behind me. He's like, help me. And I'm like, you're gonna be okay. I was like, I've been a Rent-A-Cop, and he's just like, okay. It's like we literally gave him $20 and was like, all right, ignore the other homeless people that are here. Just, if you need to make a call right now, and whatever that man says is law. Do not get hit with that. I remember those. I went through like my Nom story of nightsticks and telescoping batons and beaten sticks and just every evolution of it's either the flashlight or oh shit, lights out.
I've gotten beaten with a riot baton before when I was
those are not nice.
When I was up at Woodstock 99, this cop not only was beating me with the riot baton, he was hitting me with his friggin' shield.
Oh man.
And look, I will never ever sit here and be an advocate for assaulting an officer.
Mm-hmm.
But this son of a bitch was hitting me with his baton and his shield, and he was like actually beating me. He was bludgeoning me. And I'm backing up, and I'm saying, sir, I am not trying to give you a hard time at all. But the problem is, you've met me in person, so you know how big I am.
You're
and this cop was about your girl's size.
Oh my God.
So he was just trying to, like fell the elephant, basically. That's what was going through his head.
He figures he gets the big guy down, they're all going to disperse.
That's exactly what he was doing. And so, like, I'm like, I got my hands up. I'm like,
do that. They're the riot breakers. Yeah. Oh crap. He missed
I'm backing up, and I told him, I said, "Sir, please, I'm not doing anything." I said, "I'm trying to cooperate. Please stop hitting me with that friggin' club." And he's like, "Get the fuck back, whack!" And he kept hitting me with it, and so he kept hitting me, and so I'm like, "Oh fuck this!" So when he came in the next time, I leaned into his swing and I grabbed his wrist, and I used what I knew about judo, and I just hurled this guy into the crowd and ran like hell, and.
Oh, no.
I was getting chased by the Utica police, and they're sitting there, and they got their batons out. And thank God this is '99, so they weren't issued tasers yet. Because I got a feeling they would have killed me, because I would have got hit by like 18 cops tasers at the same time.
Yeah. The first generation tasers they got, the projectile ones that they started giving out, and I think it was 2001 or 2002. Yeah.
Yes, so I missed it.
Like a son of a bitch, because they had some very solid steel darts. Yeah. Those were not so. The melee ones were worse, because you'd actually get burns on them too, and that's why they had separate classes for being a security officer. And then once again, they had the evolution of the taser up on the wall. It's like, all right, who wants to sign up for class?
I just got out of there, because right after I got out of there is when the guys who were standing behind me started picking up bricks and picking up pipes. Yeah. And so next thing you know is the cops, they broke out the rifles with the rubber bullets and the tear gas and the bear mace. Yeah.
Well, bear mace isn't going to kill you, but that might make you sneeze, and that's going to hurt.
Well, especially when you got something like a line, like a wall of cops, like let's say 100 of them, and they're all like, I think that they shouted out, "Ready, distribute," and they all simultaneously hit the crowd with bear mace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they did was they emptied the cans of bear mace into the crowd, and they stepped back, and then the next guys who walked up were the ones who had the rubber bullets. And they're shooting into, and all of a sudden, as soon as they started opening up with the rubber bullets, you hear everyone screaming like, "Ow, fuck, ow, fuck." Then all of a sudden you hear, "Foof, foof, foof." And I see the tear gas canisters flying up in the air and landing in the crowd. And I couldn't get to my tent because I was staying in a tent. So I found somebody else's tent, and I grabbed the thing, and I ran with the tent. And I threw the tent in a drainage dish, and I dove into the tent, and I just basically made it look like it was an abandoned tent, and I laid in the thing. I fell asleep after a while, and I get back, and I found my tent, and it was there. And what had happened was the hippie chicks who were next to me, they thought I was cute, so they spent the entire night fighting people off who were trying to get into my tent. And they're like, "Oh, Scoob, you're okay," and they told me what had happened. They're like, "What happened to you? You look like shit." And I told them, I said, I got the cops are out of me because of how big I am, and they started attacking me. So I told them what had happened.
Riot linchpin.
Yeah.
You're just the biggest spook.
Yeah, there was maybe me and maybe about less than a dozen other guys who were over 6 foot at Woodstock. So they just... Yeah, so because I was the biggest guy in the vicinity, it was like moths to a flame. I just got surrounded by all these fucking munchkins who had plexiglass shields and the big-ass batons.
Oh, God. All right, let me show Nux' video here. This ought to be interesting.
All righty.
And then we'll have one more topic, and then we're done.
monetized drama. I'm doing it right. Keep saying impossible logic, the king of the trash. I'm the only one who survives the crash.
Ow.
Overclock the ego, keep the logic tight. I'm the toxic king in the blue-white light. Hustling in the mansion, stalling out the stream while I'm an undeniable digital dream. Red X vision on a porcelain face. I'm the only unit that you can't replace. Analyze and see what the logic dissolves. I'm the only problem that you'll never solve. The left city rising, the mask is a shield to the lord of the degenerates. Everyone yields, no brakes on the engine, no cap on the seat. I'm the G-force pressure that you can't ever leave. High with monster, you're losing the fight. Monetized drama, monetized drama. I'm doing it right. Impossible logic, the king of the trash. I'm the only one who survives the crash. Kayas on the cam shocks, hit your fall. Lord of the flex, yeah, I'm running it all. 5 pages, say yeah, I read the first line, then I hit the fan, everything is fine. Impossible geometry, the red X stare. I'm the only villain that you can't even scare. Clip it and ship it, let the mob start to boil. I'm the king of the seed, I'm the lord of the soil. Standing the peak with a bratty ass grin. The harder you fight, the more that I win. No brakes on the engine, no cap on the seat. I'm the G-force pressure that you can't even breathe. High with monster, you're losing the fight. Fireman, keep seething. Monetized drama, monetized drama. I'm doing it right. Fireman, keep seething. Impossible logic, the king of the trash. I'm the only one who survives the crash. Gentlemen, female gentlemen, you want the villain? I'll give you the best. A technical marvel, a logic-based test. Every thread that you start is a step to the throne. Kaya's judging your soul while I'm holding the phone. I'm the problem you love, I'm the mess that you need. I'm the only one fast enough to take the lead. Highway monster, you're losing the fight. Keep seething. Monetized drama. I'm doing it right. Keep seething. Impossible logic, the king of the trash. I'm the only one for the flex, but you stay for the show. I'm moving at speeds that you'll never know. Shots back it up, yeah, the victory is sweet. I need the tree while I'm rolling the street. Lord, not a Lord.
Jesus, that guy went on like Dream Theater. Wow, that went on for a good minute. Oh. Whoa, there we go. Lost the editor. Probably chewed the cord. Oh, well, we got only about one more topic before we gotta wrap the whole lot of this up. So hopefully he gets back, but all the same, that's not too bad. Yeah, sounded good. I like the fact that did you get it fixed? There you go. Hey, dog, did you record again?
No, for whatever reason, the minute I hit the mic to start talking to you, it just kicked me out of the thing. I don't know. But all right, anyway.
Yeah, if you're trying to switch audio systems, it'll do that.
Oh, you, but
if your microphone or your camera triggers an oddball setting, it'll give you that crap. That's why I have the 2-in-1 with the camera. It's got its own microphone built in. Because the headset that I used to have, it could only run through the phone, and that's why I didn't have that problem. And I tried using it with the computer. It's like, yeah, I kept having like major malfunctions. That was like, Jesus. 8 updates ago with StreamYard, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have everything in one and just call it a day because it was ridiculous. Ooh. Yeah, no, I like the physics. I was looking for some characters.
Because I seen that was supposed to be Asmongold playing the guitar, right?
I thought so. Yeah, it is Asmongold.
Yeah, because okay, let me see. Bear with me, because I'm looking for the video that I watched that he put up. I was laughing my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see this.
Is it the one that he has about the Iranians mobilizing the civilians?
No.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me check his clips channel. I seen this the other day. Hold on, no, it started playing it instead of taking me to the channel. All right, here we go. Found it. Of course, it's like the second video. Okay, I was looking for the wrong title. All right, here we go. You got to see this. Because I was watching it and because they had what the fuck is his name? The Turk Hassan. They had Hassan's dog Kaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was watching the video and I'm like, oh yeah, that just reminded me. I want to show him this anyway. I'm not trying to derail everything, but yeah, here I just sent it to you in the studio chat. You got to see this. It's one of his clips from his bigger thing. It's only 4.5 minutes, but holy shit! All I got to say is because of the dog. That's all I'm saying is Kaya. It's fucking hysterical. Yeah. Trust me, whoever made this, because Asmongold was watching it, and he was like he was turning red laughing. It was because,
sure.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. The man has a good sense of humor when they get on him. He actually will roll with the punches. To his credit.
All right, cool. We'll show that, then we'll get into Iran, and then that'll pretty much be the end of the show because I got to get going to bed soon.
Same here. I got to get up in about. At this point, I'm actually cutting into sleep time. So once I get off the stream with you, I'll be lucky if I get 7 hours of sleep.
You and me both.
Yeah.
Asmongold and Hassan made a special appearance in Meat Canyon's latest video.
I found you. What?
Osmongold brought you up in his stream again today. Dude is super annoying. Yeah, I know he is annoying because the whole thing is that he uses my name to clout chase and just clip farm. It's fucking bogus, man. Seriously.
Hassan's talking about you on a stream again? He's such a fucking...
I've really been downgraded. I have. I mean, this was last time. I mean, look how much hair I had last time. Now we're all the way down to this. I mean, Jesus, guys, it's only been a couple of years.
Let me handle this, Mr. Baldy. You guys might not know this, but while our Baltimore sports a pure natural ratsness on his head, the Ottoman here is a complete fraud. His whole hairline is as fake as his socialism larping and his dick don't work.
I use Propecia, but the thing about Propecia is that it does have a chance of just destroying your dick.
Too much hair? Yeah, I guess so. Accurate room, I'd say so.
Parasite, guys, seriously.
Yo, chat, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Can you guys excuse me for 1 second?
The clip farming's going great. We're going to make so much money together.
Yeah. Yes, my love, you're doing great.
Will you please kiss me to hold me over until stream is done?
Only if you kiss me back super hard.
春年了，放我走。
Let me go.
他们非要我跑。
What the fuck are you saying?
Kaya, please!
I'll talk about that later.
Oh, are you going to talk about it? You hit it again?
Let me do one. Let me zap her.
Yeah.
Really? We're just both awful.
Kaya,
No.
Can we DoorDash something from Panda Express?
Oh, that sounds really good, baby.
Oh,
Kaya, what do you want from Panda Express?
Oh, my orange chicken.
I can't hold it in any longer. You need to make love to me right now.
Oh, yeah.
What the? Oh my.
Tap her again.
Man. What a legend. I love Meat Canyon. Anybody getting mad over this? Bro, it's fucking funny. That's honest. There's no way he's mad about this.
Much money together.
Oh, God. Classic
So mad.
both sides. Politically, it's cringe, but it's funny. It's whatever.
All right.
Oh, centrist Andy over here.
春年了，放我走。
No.
Kaya, please!
Uh-huh. Yeah, remember that?
Any longer. You need
Jesus
to make love to
Christ.
me right now.
Oh, so gross. It's gross.
It's nasty as
What the-
fuck. Unpause
Oh,
it.
Hassan is
Unpause it.
symbiotic. I'm definitely good on
What are you
that.
doing?
Tap her again.
Thank you.
I mean, at least he made you Jack. Yeah. I'm sure his politics are not as like dog shit as the way he presents it here.
Of course.
And is not like, oh, these guys are
Uh-huh.
both the same.
Don't tell me you're about to craft a narrative in your own head and then get mad over it.
It's the classic, like, look, any content creator on the internet has to literally lean into the apolitical audience.
He's doing it. Here we go.
Hassan is pretty much the same as someone like Asmongold. I'm above it all. That's the mentality that people present.
Well, yeah, because they don't really give a shit. I mean, there's not a lot of fucking evaluation here. You've got to keep in mind. I mean, this guy's an animator. He goes out, he does other stuff. Thing is, like Hassan, he's way more involved in politics stuff than I am. I mean, you know what I'm involved in? I got a new farming spot in Crimson Desert. I've been focused a lot on that. Whenever you get so hyper focused on like one topic, you'll think that anybody who doesn't have your same level of fixation is like somehow a problem.
I don't think his politics are anywhere near.
Oh, Jesus. That is hilarious. I love Meat Canyon. I'm not going to lie. Boy, I can only hope we wind up being in some type of retarded Meat Canyon animation. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. The fact that he had the dog speaking Chinese, that's...
The dog says he makes me speak Chinese. This is a Kyle who wants Panda Express orange chicken. The orange chicken's always good.
Yeah. You know, I've never had Panda Express.
It's not bad. It's not great, not terrible.
Yeah, because again, I'm in the Chinese food capital of the world. Why the hell would I go to Panda Express?
Sing Sing, was it not Sing Sing? Hing Hing. Hing Hing was phenomenal, but oh my God. That was the worst violent dysentery I had because I'm not used to something that damn good.
You're not used to something that doesn't have like, you know, MSG, artificial flavors, colors. No, bro. If what if they're giving you, you know, like the roast pork dumplings, it's pig and seasoning, and that's it. There's no additives. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna rip through you.
Oh, it ripped through me. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I figured you'd get a kick out of that, though. That's why I said when I seen the dog in the video, I'm like, oh yeah, it reminded me of that.
Yeah, I'll love that. Speaking of shocking dogs, the Iranians are using children as meat shields.
Oh yeah, you were talking to me about this, and I told you about it when I seen it on the news.
Yeah, no, I tried to find a relatively decent clip of it, and I wanted to try and not go with Fox News or CNN or WGN or anybody. I tried to get a clip from The Guardian, but they kept begging for money, and I told them to go fuck themselves. So, choking on that meat canyon. Oh God, I'm dying. They actually made signs in English.
Yeah.
Oh,
that ain't pandering. If that ain't pandering, I don't know what is.
Oh God. It's what they did. All right, come on, play this.
Unbelievable.
Iranian state media. It's people in front of a power plant. And see, that's, oh, damn it. I hate when they do this crap. No, but the signs are in English.
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah, they actually have, see? Yeah. So these are their approved protesters they decided to put in front of their infrastructure. You know, normally they're going ahead and gunning people like this down, but like, no, you're approved. You can go ahead and be human meat shields in front of our nuclear power plant.
That's just despicable. That's the only word I can think of for this is despicable.
Look at all these guys in nice suits too. Look at all these guys in nice suits.
Yeah. Well, that's how you can tell the Iranians. They have a thing for dressing snazzy. They also tend to not have beards.
On the bottom, Kosovar.
Oh God, no. But yeah, before it decided to show NASCAR. Yeah, no, they decided that they're going to have approved protesters with signs in English because they know that, hey, if we turn the internet back on, the Americans will see this.
Yeah.
They march them in front of power plants. They march them in front of highways and that, and they're like, yes, we're going to. They literally copied pro-Palestine and said, yeah, we're going to do this, and then you're not going to bomb us.
Yeah, well, it's like the same thing they do in like the Palestinians. They would they'd set up a bomb, and then they'd go and they'd have all the children. Well, when not even that they set up a bomb. If they had like a tank or they had some sort of military equipment stationed somewhere, they would make it a point to go have children hang around the thing. That way, if the Israelis tried to target it, they'd have no choice but to blow up the children.
Yeah, that's what the White House did too. They basically used propaganda and they tried to make it seem like they're a humanitarian organization until a whole bunch of surgeons actually started critiquing their videos and went, no, this is not how you stitch a person back together. This wouldn't even save a cat.
Yeah. It's just despicable. It really is. These people have no shame, and the fact that they're willing to put their own citizens at risk, and the
citizens they normally would be killing if they were protesting. That's the whole funny thing is this country at least allows people to protest. Like, yeah, we've had the Bundy Ranch, we've had Ruby Ridge, we've had Waco, Texas, and that. But if people start like marching out of places like that with like picket signs and shit like that, it's like, yo, okay, we can't shoot them. You know, that's like the one thing we're like relatively big on is like, you know, people start pouring out of like concrete bunkers or whatever, and instead of having like giant anti-material rifles, they have a giant picket sign that's like, ooh, okay, hands off, we're not going to touch them. That's they're protesting. We have to let them do that. Whereas in Iran, it's like, if we're going to read that sign, if we don't like what that sign says, bang. You know,
You know,
failure.
the sad thing is, I think with the Bundy Ranch,
Yeah.
that was basically the government sat sitting on their hands for the better part of a century, and eventually some pencil pushing, bookkeeper shows up, some bureaucrat like, oh, by the way, this land that you've been occupying for 100 years, this is actually our land. It's the government, so fuck off.
Yeah.
Which is absurd. At least, okay, give the people the opportunity to buy the land then, since you were using it for 100 years, and they were.
Yeah, it's one thing I like about Forgotten History is his channel is really good for various historical flashpoints like that. He's done very good coverage on that, and he's actually given a lot of light and justice to crazy things like that happen.
All right, so let me ask you, is this our last story for tonight?
Yep. This is it.
All right, beauty. Are we doing anything during the week, or are we just going to wait till next weekend?
The only thing we got going on throughout the week is tomorrow. I'm going to be over at the Gary Public Library that's on the west side of town, over off of Fifth Avenue, because they're having one of the IURC meetings again. They're having the public meeting, the public hearing, and we're going to be covering it like how we did with the last one that they had over in the port during that insane fucking storm. My God, I'm so glad the audio in this little microphone filtered that out, because it sounded like the hail was trying to crash through the damn ceiling. It was ridiculous.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, it was horrible. I was like, I hope the car's going to be intact. It was that bad. And the missus spoke last time because I was going to be doing most of the filming in that, and normally you don't want to be too biased when you're doing anything of this nature. But the thing is, we live in the area. We should, without any of the propaganda and stuff, tell them, look, this is we live here. This is our concern. This is what we've had to do. And yeah, so she did her piece, and she was like, well, you're much better at this than I am. And I was like, all right, fine. You do the filming, I'll do the talking then. And I'll give them my 2 cents on all of it. Because, yeah, they're basically, the NIPSCO utility company is being investigated. A lot of people don't like the new tracker system they have. They don't like the electric meters in that. And a lot of people are basically doing something like the Bundy Ranch, where it's like, hey, you touch this guy and a gas meter, and we're going to have problems, damn it. I'm literally sitting here with my sandbags and my 30-06. Dag nabbit, you're not going to change this thing on because I don't trust your high-tech sorcery. Well, you had to literally send emails to people to go, you're part of the 1% that doesn't have a giant bill from a screw-up we did, so you're okay. It was, they've been doing a lot of damage control, but in all fairness, when you are rolling out new technologies, you are going to have a lot of hiccups. So it may not be like an intentional, maniacal plot to take over, the entire region and have us work with Blade Runner sex robots to get gas and electricity or something like that. It could just be, okay, it was programmed that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I'm going to try and be relatively fair and honest and give them my piece on the whole issue. And then Thursday, we're going out to Lowell, Indiana. And the missus is mostly going to be talking about the data centers because she's been paying attention to a lot of that. And there's one over in Hobart that is to be built for Amazon. And there's a lot of people worried about that one. So I'm going to let her do most of the talking on that because she's been paying attention to it. Me, I'm just like, it's not there yet. I don't know. I have to do a lot of field reporting for that. And that's going to be one of the days where we don't have golf ball pieces of hail falling from the sky that's going to give me a concussion. And it's like not going to be 90 degrees or 30 below, and I'm not having to run around on the weekend to take care of business.
Just get yourself a friggin' an old M1 helmet.
I'm just about ready to do that, man. I'm like this to having to get one of those like old Switzerland M70s or something like that because they're on sale at some random Army Navy surplus store that some influencer made. Like, that's the only good thing I'd say, in my opinion, about a lot of the YouTube shorts and a lot of the YouTube slots, which, I can't crap on it too much because our company is benefiting from a lot of the shorts we've generated thanks to StreamYard. but some stuff is like really ridiculous. But hopefully, when we have ridiculously adverse weather just come effing nowhere, more than it normally does, and decide, hey, we're just gonna just drop like hail that's about that big for about 2 hours straight in like 70 degrees with like 40-mile-per-hour winds in that, and it's like, yeah, I can't exactly go out, yeah, this is chaos media, da-da-da, and that when I'm basically going to be getting a minor concussion to the head. That's not smart.
Yeah.
And if someone like...
And that weather sounds absolutely balmy.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I'll probably, I'll send you some stuff to share around to everybody as far as the work we've done in that regards. But, yeah, it was not fun, but thanks to the fact that there's like Fushiki, I think his name is, and a handful of other people that are doing like their own surplus stores nowadays. It's like, okay, cool. If Coleman's doesn't have a good deal, if the Bunker doesn't have a good deal, I'll go through my list of influencers and see who has a good deal on like M70s or, Stahlhelms that are like relatively modern or something like that. Like the shit the Bundeswehr used to use after the Berlin Wall came down, But yeah, that's basically that in a nutshell.
All right. Well, at least now people know where you're going to be Monday and Thursday, and hopefully you get that content up reasonable time, so we got stuff out there so people can check it out.
Yeah, I'll do my best to give you some notifications, whether call you on the phone or hit you up on Discord, because Thursday, I think we're going out to the high school that's over there in Lowell, if I remember correctly. I have to do some postings on Facebook and that in the next few days with the NIPSCO Monopoly Madness people. It's just, they think we're doggone robots, so I need to do the whole stupid picture nonsense so that they can actually verify my ID and go, okay, no, you're an actual human being. Because, I guess the artwork set them off and they went, okay, this must be another 4chan troll, so it happens. But yeah, one way or another, we're getting that done. We're going to go do the filming. We're going to do some speaking in that, kind of like Representative Herrera did, because it's getting to that levels of ridiculousness. And we're going to try and not go too nuts with it. Just be, simple, civil, to the point.
All right, good. Good. I look forward to seeing all this.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully this upcoming Saturday, we'll go ahead and do another live stream for the Anti-Color Revolution podcast. Worst case scenario, we do it late again and we do it on another Sunday. That's that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can do it on a Saturday or even a Friday, depending, like what your schedule looks like and what mine looks like. And I'd like to see about possibly getting a few guests on. So
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because
Crossfire, our golden guest, he's possibly going to be available next week. It's one of those wait and see type of things. He has stuff going on. If we can get anyone else, sure.
Yeah, plus, since we are getting closer and closer to the 250th anniversary in July, I think I told you now it's no longer legal, not legal, excuse me. It's no longer public to go to the ball drop in Manhattan. You got to pay for it. You got to buy tickets. And apparently now, that fat scumbag bastard piece of shit, Al Sharpton, came out and he's boycotting the 250th anniversary of the country. So we'll have two things to talk about next week because I got to see how it's going to unfold over the coming week. But I'm really pissed off about both of these, believe me.
Yeah, no, for Al Sharpton in particular, I'd like to point people to Forgotten History's political corruption series that they've done, because they did a good corruption bit on Al Sharpton and his questionable history, because it was stuff I didn't even know. I just thought he was just generally hyperbolic and not too intelligent. But
no, we used to joke how he wore tracksuits more often than we did, because that was his MO back in the day. He dressed like a paisan. He would wear nothing but tracksuits, and he'd have on the sneakers, and he would be covered in gold. He'd have on he'd be wearing like 8 chains, and he'd have these big gaudy rings on each finger. He'd have on the watch, he'd have on the bracelet, and he still has the same hair, but he used to have his hair where he used to look like Donna Summers. he had a perm, like he had like a woman, and he had to be, before he got his stomach stapled. A lot of people don't realize he was morbidly obese. This son of a bitch had to weigh at least 400 pounds.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jesus. Forgotten History's Most Corrupt series, Al Sharpton. I encourage everyone to watch it. And we'll bring bits of that up next week when we cover this, because, yeah, he's a whole can of worms and then some.
Amen to that.
All right, so
folks,
for that,
thanks for tuning in.
have yourselves a good night. And remember, don't get arrested. Don't do anything stupid to get yourself arrested.
32 Robert. Suspect threatening suicide at 3510 Pine Grove. 3510 Pine Grove. Permit 516 on the 5. Matthews calling saying his ex-girlfriend grabbed a knife and threatened to kill her.
Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, go ahead and like, subscribe. In various parts of the video, we've got our QR code. Go ahead and take that thing. It'll save you a lot of trouble.